Okay, my answers for your 10 questions for a Transformers fan, sir. And anybody out there that's interested in what I got to say about it. Number one, when you purchase your toys, do you have a limit that you impose on yourself as to how many you get at a certain time, or is it as many as you could possibly afford/want? I'm really picky about my Transformers toys. If it's a character that I like and he just has a really crappy looking robot form or alt mode, I don't buy him. And if it's a character that I don't like and he looks really good, I'll buy him. So I mostly buy just if I go and I see 4 or 5 Transformers that I want and I have the money for them, I'll buy them. But most of the time, I'm lucky to find 1 or 2 that I'm just like, oh wow, that's awesome. So really, I don't really impose a limit unless I have a monetary limit. Number 2, when you unbox your toy, do you keep any of the packaging or instructions? I used to keep the instructions. I used to keep the Armada toys that came with a little sticker, and the really cool looking ones like my Unicron sticker. I kept it and I stuck it on something. I don't know what happened to it, but I would keep those. The packaging, now I throw it away. The instructions these days, I just throw it away because I have a pretty easy time remembering how to transform them, and I don't figure I need them. 3, is posing your figure for display of high importance to you. I wouldn't say it's of high importance, because I've got one toy, my Blur from Armada, that it was just given to me, and whenever it was given to me, it was in such a state that displaying him in his robot mode, he would have just looked dumb, because he's missing like an entire arm on one side and a hand on the other. So if I display him, which I usually don't, I'll display him in his alt mode, whatever. So it's not of high importance. I've got some figures that aren't very posable that I really enjoy, like a Wheeljack from Armada. I think he's an awesome looking toy, and I really like Wheeljack. And he can't do that many poses, so I don't guess it's of high importance. Number 4, do you own multiples of the same figure, excluding repaints? No. The only figure that I would have ever considered buying multiples of are these guys, and I didn't. And the only reason that I considered buying an extra one of each was because I have their centerpiece, and these are the only 2 other parts that I have of the Energon Constructicons that form Constructicon Maximus Devastator. For all you G1 people out there, I like Devastator a lot better. They should just call him Devastator Maximus, because there's Bruticus Maximus and Superion Maximus and Constructicon Maximus. Don't make much sense to me. But anyway, these are the only ones that I considered buying an extra of, just so I could have a version of the combined form, because their repaints were so hard to find. I think I found 1. I've seen 1 of these in a store. 1 repaint of this guy. But this guy, I've never seen one of his repaints in a store. I've seen them online. But 5, do you buy/avoid any characters because they are repaints? Usually, I'm not really big on repaints, except for the Seeker Jets, because if I had a chance to own like Starscream, Thundercracker, and Skyward, then I'd probably buy every one of them. But most of the time, I don't like repaints. Number 6, which is most important to you in purchasing a toy? Visual aesthetic, character personality, toy playability, ingenuity of transformation, rarity, or how new the toy is. It has to be visual aesthetic, because like I said, I don't like toys that are stupid looking. If it's a toy with every now and then I'll buy a toy just because I want a Transformers toy really, really bad, and this is the only one that I see that looks halfway decent. But it's always for looks with me. Like, I will buy the stupidest character, like Demolisher from Armada was the dumbest character, and if his toy would have looked a little bit cooler, I would have bought it. But I didn't buy it because I thought his toy looked dumb. But if he would have looked freaking badass, no matter how dumb the character is, if they look awesome, then they're awesome to me, and I will buy them. Number 7, do you keep missiles/launchable weapons loaded for firing, stored on the figure, or separately? Usually I keep them loaded with figures like Silverbolt from Beast Wars, where he could hold his missiles like swords, and Wheeljack from Armada. That's where I'll keep them. If there is a place to store them on the figure, then yeah, I'll store them on the figure. But usually, I'll keep them on there loaded for firing, or I used to a lot, but I ran into a problem with that with this fella. I gotta keep. I pop him up in some of my videos just for the sake of being like Unicron, because this is my favorite Transformer. He's my favorite Transformer toy that I own. His leg missiles, and you'll notice that I'm missing one. I had him displayed with these facing outward, and over the course of about a week, like 3 of his missiles just randomly popped out. I lost one, so now if I have him sitting around to display, I'll take his missiles out, just because I don't want to lose any more of them. But his big chest missile, I'll keep it in because I don't think it's in any danger of going anywhere. Number 8, are there any characters you would not like to own simply because of who they are? Likewise, are there any toys you would not like to own because of how the toy is made? As far as characters go, like I said before, if it's a cool looking toy, I'll buy it. I don't care who the character is. Now, are there any toys you would not like to own because of how it's made? Yeah, there's a lot of toys out there that I won't buy just because they don't look right or they look stupid. The first Beast Wars Megatron toy, and I've heard exaggerated elegy George. I've heard him go off about this toy a lot, and I have to agree with him. It's a terrible, terrible figure, and he looks so stupid, and I wouldn't buy it just because of that. So yeah, if it looks dumb, I ain't buying it. Number 9, what is your personal favorite toy line? G1. G1 had, for being in the 80s and not having the technology we have to create such cool figures like Unicron, he's badass, but we don't have the technology. We didn't have the technology then to create cool figures like that, but they worked really well with what they had, and a lot of them came out looking kind of dumb, but a lot of them came out looking awesome. I mean, I was watching just last night, I Love Mess. Well, I don't know if that went into the frame, but one of Unicron's missiles just randomly fired off, like I was talking about. But I Love Mess, Ray, he had a video on the clones from G1, a review of them, and I thought the Decepticon ones just looked awesome, and there's a lot of awesome looking figures from G1. Predaking, I'd love to have Predaking, but excluding G1, I'd have to say Energon, because of all the combiners. I feel like the Decepticons got kind of screwed in Energon because they don't combine. None of the Decepticons combine except for like the Decepticon, combiner toys like Bruticus Maximus and Devastator. But instead of being combining, their gimmicks were like they'd have a missile stored up their ass or something like that would just pop out of somewhere and fire. So, but Energon was a cool toy line, I thought. Number 10, if Rapid Run leaves Tokyo at 100 miles per hour and Rail Spike leaves Kyoto at 130 miles per hour, and both leave at exactly 4 p.m., how long will it take them to realize that they're actually giant robots and don't need to adhere to train schedules? Well, isn't that the question that bothers all of us Transformers fans? But just so you know, I don't have the answer. I have a feeling that this guy might know something about it, and I've captured him, and I'm holding him hostage and flinging him against walls because he looks so freaking stupid until he lets me know, until he shares his secret with me. So as soon as that secret is revealed to me, sir, I'll share it with the world.